Diaz has failed a drug test. We'll get to that in a second. We have, man, this is the deal here. This is Athlean. We'll get to that Athlean X in a second. We're going to do some special UFC workouts to give you the steroid look without taking gear. So Nate Diaz not suspended after failed drug test. Now, what did Nate apparently test positive for? Nate is strongly denying it. Let's just have a look. Let's do the ultimate drug test. This is the ultimate drug test. Nate Diaz. This is the ultimate drug test, all right? You don't need any USADA tests. I'll give you the drug test. All right. You have, here we go. Let's go Nate Diaz body. And I'll tell you if Nate Diaz is, so it's like Nick, So to me, when I look at this body, I see very lean. He looks like a runner. He looks like a teenager. He doesn't look like someone who's taken steroids. When I look at this one here, this is Conor McGregor, who's definitely used gear at some times in his career. If you look at some of his physiques, and look at Nate here. He looks natty to me. He should call himself Natty Diaz, man, because the dude, he looks very, very natural to me. I don't see any signs. I see signs of veganism, but I don't see signs of steroids, man. I see. Look, is that Joe Rogan? Is that Joe Rogan in the background? Look at that steroid? You got that steroid vibe, and you got the vegan piece. That face Nate pulls is pretty funny. So I don't see any. Even when he's doing the full frontal flex, I don't see anything. I wouldn't put my life on it. Him and Nick and Natty, but in these pictures, but I would put, I would put a lot of money on it. So, because you never know if someone's taken, but he just definitely just Nick there, Nate. He looks natty. So this is his biggest fight of his career, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is the Conor McGregor one. So I just don't think, he's not screaming roids to me at all. There's nothing in his physique. He's a fit, cardio-based, vegetarian, vegan, raw food. He does his diet cycles here and there. He just looks natty to me. So whatever the test comes up with, there's more context needed. So he hasn't been. So now if we see Dana White definitely taking steroids, 100%. You have Athlean X here. You know what I mean? So this is an enhanced physique, professional YouTuber, and then and this is the guy who trains natty. He looks natty, and then you have this guy who's 43, and claiming natty status. It's like he's getting bigger and bulkier as he gets older. So your testosterone's your highest when you're 19, and at age 43 or whatever, Athlean X claims natty status. Let's have a look at some UFC fighters who have been busted for steroids, so I can give you an idea of what to look for in a physique. We have the classic. This is Anderson Silva. No, it's not. Who is that? That's what's his face. So you have a few examples here of clear anabolic signs. Let's have a look here. That's Alistair Overeem. That's not Overeem, but you can see before and after. So this is obviously on gear, and this is obviously, the after effects there. So great examples. Is that even the same guy? It is the same guy. It's the tattoo. So you can just see the differences in anabolic steroids, what they do to you. John Jones, you can just see that clearly. This could be before and after, or after and before. His body will go back to that once he cycles off. So that's just the deal here that, that's why you start a test. I mean, if an athlete like this is in the UFC fighting, you could just call total bullshit on the USADA stuff. You can just call total bullshit on it if someone like that's still fighting in the ring. We have where's Chael Sonnen? Where's Full Nutty Bra Chael Sonnen? Let's compare Chael Sonnen let's compare Chael Sonnen, who's a similar age to Athlean X, and I'll give you a deal, because Chael Sonnen he got busted for a lot of steroids. So this is Chael Sonnen, who, the Wanderlei silver banter. So this is Chael Sonnen, professional UFC fighter. He got busted for testosterone, growth hormone, EPO, etc. EPO is not anabolic, but Yeah, see, let's compare Chael Sonnen with Athlean X. You know, like, so Athlean X claims natty, claims he's an athlete. You know, train like an athlete, look like an athlete, and look at the differences there. This is steroids, and this is natural. So, I mean, I've got this obsession, curiosity as well, with just the sociopathic claims that these fake natties have. You know, so this is clearly enhanced, not enhanced. All right. So this is the deal. So I don't really care what the media says. I don't care what the USADA says. You know, we see these, you know, extremely anabolic steroid taking athletes in the UFC, obviously still taking gear. And so for them to go after a guy like Nate Diaz, I mean, if Nate Diaz, he tests positive for one thing, it's troll face game. You know what I mean? It's troll face game. I would definitely give Nate Diaz a positive for the troll face game, for sure. And the troll hands and stuff like that, you know, like, yeah, you got to give it to Nate for, that's, you know what I mean? Like, this dude, he should call himself Natty Diaz, man. So this is about it. So there you go. Let's look at who else have we got? Oh, I think that's about does it, you know. But you can spot who's on steroids, who's not, things like that. It's pretty clear to see. Once you've taken steroids, I've taken steroids myself, and there's certain attributes in someone's facial expression as well. You know, you can tell Connor, his eyes, he's definitely taken some anabolic steroids. You can just spot the differences here. Same level of athlete, but how psychotic and crazy Connor went, you know, punching people in the bars, throwing glass bottles. And you can see Nate here, you know, maybe he's done a bit of stims to cut down or whatever. Maybe he's just done no water. A few things could go on there, but you just tell the different vibe here. This is anabolic steroids, the psychosis, when you take steroids. I mean, it just definitely changes your psyche, good and bad, depends on your personality. So you can just see Nate. There's a different energy here, isn't there? Like, if you saw Connor in the street, you think this guy's ready for the mental asylum. If you saw Nate, you'd just think he's, you know, he's a guy that's going to be catching a bus to work. So, you know, this is the deal here. So this is the deal. Nate Diaz, suspended, not suspended, positive, not positive. My opinion, doesn't really matter. I would call him still Natty Diaz. What do you think?
Carbs, carb the fuck up, motherfuckers. Carb the fuck up. Corn, rice, potatoes, yams, bananas, mangoes, dates, plantain, melons, blueberries, blackberries, mulberries. Get them motherfucking carbohydrates in. Go vegan, motherfuckers. Carb the fuck up.